Good evening.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, brothers and sisters. We are back. Welcome. We are back once again. You threw me off. I thought we had a smooth intro and you started talking.
I'm trying to make sure that we are live and good.
I was doing good, y'all. I was almost there. Anyway,
I'm doing housekeeping over here.
welcome once again to the Abundant Way Ministries Tuesday evening empowerment series.
Mm-hmm.
And today we are back again for the big payback. And look at there. My iPhone is trying to listen to what I'm saying. So for those of you who have not been with us, we have been talking about alignment. So I think the week before last, we talked about the alignment of the heart. Last week, we talked about the alignment of the mind.
Yes.
And this week, we're talking about the alignment of what?
Alignment of priority.
Alignment of priority.
Yeah. Who's at the top of your list? What's at the top of your list?
What's at the top of your list?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to just cut all through your thing.
Go ahead.
Because I know, we all know, because this is the Abundant Way Ministries and we are a faith-based organization. It goes without saying that we already know that we're going to say that God comes first, right? So when we talk about alignment of priorities, we're going to put God first. All right. So that's going to be a big part of what we talk about today. But then I do also want to talk about how we align priorities after that, right? Because the rest of our year depends on us being aligned, our priorities being aligned properly, right? So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to you. Get us started.
Get us started. Okay. Well, again, thanks everyone for joining in. Our topic, alignment of priorities. And our first priority point is God must be first, not fitted in.
Okay. So I said, I knew that was coming, right? We're a faith-based organization. So of course we're going to say God must come first. But it goes without saying, because oftentimes, even though we know that and we say that, oftentimes we don't do it. We do plan out all of our business, and then as an afterthought, we try to sneak God up in there and act like he was over the whole thing the whole time. Oh yeah, God, it was all about you,
right?
You know. So we try to squeeze him in there. We try to fit God in to our plan, right?
Our schedule,
and so that's when we find ourselves frustrated, right? And then because we said the word God, everything in our mind is supposed to line up. It's supposed to all come together.
Yep.
But in reality, we were out of order when we started. All right.
Yes. So it says God, alignment of priorities begins with honoring God as the foundation, not an addition. When God is truly first, decisions are filtered through obedience rather than convenience. When he is fitted in, life becomes fragmented and overwhelming.
How many of y'all feel overwhelmed with all of the stuff that you set out to do for 2026? Already, it's only January 20th. Already in somebody's mind, you're overwhelmed. I know I get like that because we done lined up all this stuff that we want to do, right? And once we got it all laid out, then we try to put God in.
Right. And really, God should be in the planning. When you're and this is not just for whatever you're trying to accomplish in this year. This is for everyday life. Any and everything that you're going, your day should always start with God being the foundation. God, what am I supposed to do today? Or if you know what you're doing today, how am I supposed to do it? Show me the way. Give me the guidance. Give me the direction. Give me the instructions. That's how your day is supposed to go every day, not just with a specific plan or project or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish.
Okay, so I take issue with that. I'm just playing the devil's advocate because I refuse to live day by day and not knowing what I'm going to do that day. Like before I go to bed tonight, I know what I'm doing tomorrow. In fact, last week I knew what I was going to be doing this week. And if you're in business, as we are, you already know what you're doing for the whole year of 2026 and possibly 2027. So do we really wake up and ask God, what am I doing today?
Not what you're doing today. You're asking for him to, so you already, I just said, you already know what you're doing, right? You already know your plan for today, for next week, next month, or whatever. Why not get up, or if you want to do it at night, however, and you just asking for, okay, this is what I used to do on my way to work when I would drive to work in the car. Okay, God, I'm about to head into this office. I know what my job is, but have this day be the day that you want it to be. Let things go the way you want it to go. Let me say what you want me to say. Let me react. Let me do that type of thing. Not that you don't know what you're doing. You already know what you're doing. But you start your day with asking him to be in the midst, be ahead of whatever it is that you're doing for the day.
In fact, I'm going to take it all the way back to something we talked about last year, and it was about goal setting. Because when we talk about our priorities tend to be subject to some goal that we set. So we got a goal, and then here are the things that I need to accomplish. Now let me prioritize those things. And so we're saying in this lesson that God needs to be our first priority, needs to be the foundation of our priorities. But I'm going all the way back to goal setting and saying that God needs to be the foundation of the overall goal itself, right? So when God is the foundation of your goal, then he's automatically, or should automatically, be the foundation of the priorities. Let me get this right. So under your goals, you're going to have some objectives that you're going to accomplish in order to meet that goal. Within those objectives, you're going to prioritize your task, your things to do. If God is the foundation of the goal, meaning that either God already gave you the vision for the goal, or you consulted with God for the vision for the goal, right? From day one. And then you set out to establish your objectives, and then the tasks that you need to complete to meet those objectives, then to meet those goals. Then if God was at the foundation of the goal, in the very beginning, the vision, then surely we got to keep him at the forefront of everything after that. The objectives, the tasks, the things to do. You know what I'm saying? And so what you were talking about, driving into the office and having that conversation with God, that prayer meditation time, it keeps us focused, or it is a reminder. That prayer time serves as a reminder to always keep God first, and always subject yourself and your will and your desires to God's will. That's the obedience
Yep.
part.
Yep.
Because we may have things that we intended to do that day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with having your day planned out.
Right.
But you also have to be willing to let God lead.
Mm-hmm.
If he says we're calling an audible,
yep,
that was the play for today,
yep,
but I'm changing the play.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of turning right today, I need you to turn left, right? Even though you had set out to go right today, obedience says, wait a minute, I just heard God call an audible. I'm going left.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something different. It doesn't mean you didn't have a plan.
Right.
But it means that you are being obedient and you're putting God first. You're prioritizing his will and his desire over your plan,
right,
over your things to do list.
Mm-hmm.
How many of us have a problem with that? we have to check off every box on our things to do list, or our day is just all messed up.
Mm-mm.
Well, when you're dealing with God, meaning that you're walking in obedience to the call of God over your life, expect for him to call an audible.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's why I like when it says when priorities are aligned, peace replaces pressure and direction replaces confusion.
So not only expect for God to call an audible, be okay with it,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't fight it. Don't fuss about it. Oh, he done messed up my day. I had no intentions of doing this.
Right.
If you know it's God who's calling the audible, prioritize his play over your play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking football right now because we're in the playoffs right now, and oftentimes you will see that happen. Mm-hmm. Right? They have a play. You see the quarterback look at his wrist. Mm-hmm. And the coach is on the sideline. He's got his book, but they get out on the field, and the quarterback might see something different, or the coach might see something different, or the guys in the box might see something different, which means, oh, wait a minute, we were gonna run play A, but now we switching it up right on the fly. Yeah. You see when that quarterback kick his leg back, and the dude start running across the field. Yeah, I don't know if that's how it really goes.
That's your version.
That's my version. Okay,
it's all right.
Okay,
yeah.
So be okay. Not only expect that God will call an audible, but be okay with it. Mm-hmm. That's obedience.
Yeah, absolutely. Order flows naturally when God is placed in his rightful position.
Mm-hmm. Order flows naturally. God is placing his right, and that's crazy, because you ever set out to do something, and when it's all your idea, your thought, your plan, you often find yourself struggling. There's always obstacles and challenges and things to overcome.
Yeah.
But you ever notice when you can tell when it's God led, because everything just starts falling in place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with very little effort on your part, like you're not struggling, you're not pushing, you're not pulling, you're not tugging, but everything just seems to line up. Doors just seem to open right when that door needed to open.
Yep.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I remember when I moved from Michigan back to Ohio. And, normally when you relocate, there's a lot of logistics that you have to take care of, and you got to think about, and all of this other stuff. But I knew that it was God orchestrating this move, because all the stuff that I thought I had to worry about, all of a sudden, it was no worry at all. Mm-hmm. In fact, I thought I'm going to have to pack up this whole house. I was by myself at the time. I'm going to have to pack up this whole house by myself. I'm going to have to do this, X, Y, Z, you name it. I thought I had to do it all. And the movers, this is my first time ever using a moving company. It's back in 1999, 2000. And the movers came and they said, okay, we're going to come in on a Thursday and we're going to pack up everything. We're coming back on that Friday. We're going to load all the boxes on the truck and we're going to take off and meet you in Ohio. I said, well, let me pack my stuff. Let me pack my clothes. They said, like, no, sir. They said, don't you touch anything. They said, anything you touch, we can't insure it. Mm-hmm. All we need you to do is open the door when we get here in the morning. And sure enough, I thought at least I had to pack my clothes. They said, don't even take your clothes out the drawer. Mm-hmm. They came in, I mean, 2 guys. They boxed everything up. I mean, they were working like clockwork, fast. And they took my dressers and just wrapped them up in plastic. Didn't take no clothes out of it. They didn't wrap the whole thing up in plastic, put it in the truck. I mean, I thought I was going to have to do all of this stuff because I moved before. Yeah, I moved myself before. Mm-hmm. But when God moves you, it's a totally different thing. Totally different. I'm sitting back watching this from 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. They came in at 8. They left at 4. My whole house was lined up in boxes in the living room. They came back at 8 o'clock the next morning and they loaded everything on the truck. By 12 o'clock, they were gone. Mm-hmm. And all I had to do was meet them in Ohio. And that was it. Yeah. Not only that, I got a $3,000 signing bonus for moving. Okay. I thought I was going to have to pay somebody. Not only did the company I was moving with pay for the move, but they also gave me a $3,000 signing bonus, and they took care of everything. I didn't lift a finger, and I was so worried about all the stuff that I was going to have to do and get together and all of this stuff. And nothing missing, nothing broken, nothing went wrong.
Well, you had it easier than I did.
I know I did.
When I moved here. Because I moved myself here. Mm-hmm. But it was so, I got called in the office and the vice president asked me, like, you still want to relocate? Mm-hmm. Sure. All right, we got an open position in the Atlanta office. Okay. Talk to the manager. God, I can't think of the title right now. Anyway, the manager that was over the division in Atlanta. Talked to her. She said, okay, we need you in Atlanta in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I'm in Chicago. Mm-hmm. I'm in Illinois. Mm-hmm. Got to move to Atlanta and be there in 2 weeks. Meaning I got to find a place to stay.
You had to be on the job in 2 weeks.
I had to be on the job in 2 weeks.
Right. You got 2 weeks.
And I kid you not, I was like, okay. I knew what I was taking, what I wasn't taking. Mm-hmm. I knew, I'm like, the kids was like, Mom, don't worry about it. I'm here. I'm going here. This one going here. This one. Just like in 2 weeks. And I drove myself here in a rental. In a rental. No, I take it back. I didn't drive. I flew here. You flew. Okay. I flew here. Flew here that weekend to find a place to stay. Mm-hmm. Found a place to stay. Then I went back, got my things, and came back. Wow. All within 2 weeks' time. No stress, no worry, no nothing.
There you go.
Because he already knew what I wanted to do. Right. But I had to do it in his timing. Right. And the way he had it set up.
Right. The way he had it set up. You know, when that move that I was talking about, I initially set out going to, again, North Carolina. Mm-hmm. That's the first time I thought I was going to North Carolina. You've heard me talk about when I came to Atlanta, I thought I was going to go to the seminary in North Carolina. But for some reason, I had been trying to get to North Carolina for the longest. So in North Carolina. One day, on my way to work, I said, I ain't going to work. I packed my resume and went straight to the airport and landed in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, passing out my resume. And nothing came up. Mm-hmm. By the time I got home, as soon as I got home, my phone rang, and it was the company in Ohio saying, "Are you still available?" I was like, Ohio? I'm trying to get to North Carolina. But they made me an offer, really, that I couldn't refuse, although it was I think I took a $20,000 pay cut going from Detroit to Ohio, but I knew it was the right move. I knew it was the right move, and little did I know that God had sent me back to Ohio because 3 years later my mother would pass. And he sent me back there so that I could spend those last 3 years with her. I had no idea that was coming. But that's why he wouldn't let me go. He called an audible. I was headed to North Carolina, Raleigh-Durham, Research Triangle Park. Everything that all my IT stuff is there. Everything that lines up with my IT career was in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. I was so set on going to Raleigh-Durham, I skipped work one day and just got on a plane and went there, passing out resumes. Didn't get nothing out of it but a Cool in the Game concert at the amphitheater. And guess who else was there? Ronald Isley. Yeah, that was the best thing that happened in Raleigh-Durham. I stumbled upon it. I had no idea they were going to be there.
Oh my God.
Outdoor concert. But I didn't get a job. Came back home, phone rang. Next thing you know, I'm headed to Ohio. God called an audible. And thank God he called that audible because he's sitting in that booth, just like at the football game. He can see something that I can't see. He sees what you can't see. So you got to be willing and obedient. You got to be obedient to when he calls that audible, because you never know what he's directing you towards or directing you away from. Right? So listen, keep him as a priority, and don't look at those superficial things like money. Right? You heard me say I took a $20,000 pay cut for that move. And for some reason, I was okay with it. Right? When God calls the audible, you got to be okay with it.
And don't worry. Yeah. Okay.
That was.
All right, we're gonna go to number 2. Point number two. Activity without order leads to burnout.
Oh my goodness.
Activity without order leads to burnout. Busy is not the same as effective.
Oh my goodness. Preaching to
How many times do we just be doing everything? Okay, you go from here, you start working on this, you do this, look, especially the ones that are clean, you call yourself gonna do a deep cleaning, right? Deep cleaning. You start over here in this closet over here. Okay, and you pull everything out and you start going through stuff. This is you. Start going through stuff. And then you feel, oh, this was from so-and-so and so-and-so. And then you get directed over here because this little thing over here done took you out of order on what you were doing. Now you over here messing with this over here, and you start messing with that over there, and then you don't move to something else, or that caused me to go over here. And guess what? Ain't nothing done. Ain't nothing done. It's like the hamster on that wheel. You just doing this.
Right.
Where you going?
Burning out.
You're just burning out.
You did a lot of stuff. But you did a lot of busy work.
Yep.
But it's unfruitful.
Hello. Why? Because, and I love this. It says many people are exhausted not because they're doing too much, but because they're doing too many things that God never assigned.
That's it right
there. Did God tell you to do that?
Did God tell you to do that?
Who told you to do that?
Who told you to do that?
Who told you to go over there? Who told you to go over there? Who told you to say that? Who told you to stand still? You're doing all this stuff, and your mind is doing this because you are not doing what God has told you have. You are out of alignment, like a car.
Out of your wheel alignment.
Your wheel alignment.
Listen, so maybe that's also a good reason to fast, right? So when we fast, it's not just about food.
Yep.
It's not about losing weight. It's
not.
When we fast, we should also fast from the busyness of life.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things that we have going on in our mind and in our daily activities. Mm-hmm. If we would take some time to fast from that,
yep.
Because they always say, yeah, when you're fasting, you should be in prayer. Mm-hmm. And what does that really mean? People say, oh, okay, I wake up in the morning and I pray while I'm fasting. No, how about this? How about during that fast, you, to the best of your ability, because we're not saying neglect your responsibilities, right? But we're saying all of those busy things that you done put on yourself, just fast from it. Stop doing it. Mm-hmm. And get yourself in a quiet, still place so that you can hear the voice of God and realign with his priorities, because you will see that half the stuff you've been doing you don't even need to do, or you shouldn't be doing in the first place, right? I'm getting ready to do that right now. This is preaching to me. I don't know about y'all, but I'm getting ready to stop doing everything and let God tell me the one thing.
Yeah.
This is the one thing I want you to do, Robert. Yeah. And if you just do that, everything is going to be all right. That's what I need. Yeah. To pause, to fast from all of the busy work. I'm that dude on the hamster, the hamster wheel, just running, getting exhausted.
Yeah.
And it's only January.
January 20th.
January 20th.
Yeah.
Nah, we about to stop that right now.
Yeah, because being out of alignment with God and the priorities, it leads to overcommitment. Mm-hmm. I mean, you just gonna agree to do a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. It leads to distraction from what you're supposed to be doing.
Let me go back to that overcommitment. Mm-hmm. You know where I see that happen most often? In the church. Mm-hmm. And we think because it's the church that this got to be God.
Yeah.
And God, sometimes I feel like is looking like, I didn't tell none of y'all to do that. I didn't tell y'all to do none of that. And somebody asks you to do something, and because it's the church, you can't say no.
Right.
It's so hard to say no because you feel like you're saying no to God. I will pull all the way out so that I can hear the real God.
Yeah.
Or hear God for real.
Yeah.
Before I get back involved doing a bunch of busy stuff that's really distracting you away from what he really intended you to do.
Yeah.
A lot of times what God intended us to do may or may not have anything to do with the church.
Right.
But we got so involved and so busy, and next thing you know, everybody's calling on you, everybody's pulling on you, everybody has expectations of you, and you're trying to meet everybody's expectations in the church that you're not doing the one thing that God told you to do.
Yeah, that's it.
It could be as simple as I don't know where this came from. Homeschool your child. I don't know where that just came from. I don't know who's listening. But and it could be something that says you don't have time to do all of those extracurricular activities at church. Just go get the word, go home.
Yep.
Do that for a year or two.
Yep.
But on the other side, just take care of your child. Take care of your household. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it also leads to frustration.
It does.
You get frustrated because you're not accomplishing anything. So you feel like you're failing because you're trying to do so many things at one time instead of being focused on the one thing, or being focused on whatever it is that God is telling you to be focused on, telling you to do, right? And then I also like this. It says God's order protects us. It teaches us what to release, what to delay, and what to focus on.
I like that. His order protects us. His order protects us, meaning that if we would just follow his order, it would protect us from all the busyness and all of the fatigue and all of the burnout that we find ourselves in because we are out of alignment, out of order.
Out of order.
But his order protects us from that burnout.
Yeah. And I also, like, God never intended for obedience to be chaotic or draining.
Right. Yeah, we think to be obedient to God must be hard and stressful and restrictive, but that's not necessarily the case. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Yeah. And that's what we have to get out of our mind. And I think a big part of it really has to deal with words and how we understand words, right? So when in our culture, so when we hear the word obedience, it's just like that scripture that says, "A woman obey your husband."
Yeah.
Oh, don't say that in the black church to a black woman. Oh no, they have a fit because you don't tell me what to do. That's what's going on in the back. He ain't gonna tell me what. Ain't no man gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And so we've associated the word obedience with that, like somebody telling you what to do, and they're taking control over you. But obedience with God doesn't mean that. And so we tend to apply our worldly definition to God's instruction. We think it's going to be restrictive, and there it is right there.
Yep.
But really, it's not restrictive, it's protective. He's protecting you from burnout.
Yep.
If you just follow his order, follow his steps, follow his direction, follow his lead, you're going to you're going to be free from burnout.
Burnout, chaos, frustration, distractions. You're gonna be free from all of that. All of that. Putting him first and following the priority he has set up. So so let's not be busybodies.
Busybodies.
Let's not be busybodies. Let's focus on, like you said, the one thing, or focus on whatever it is God is telling you to do. Focus on that and follow it, the plan that he has set up, the step by step, until he tells you to do something else.
Believe it, I was reading this book last year or the year before last called The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller, who is one of the founders of Keller Williams Real Estate. I'm not sure if they're up north, but they're definitely, they're all over the country, all over they're international now. But anyway, that book, believe it or not, has so many biblical and spiritual references. And one of the references that it talks about is the one thing. He wrote a whole nother book called The One Thing. And what he's saying is you got to get yourself down to just doing one thing. He's speaking to exactly what we're talking about today in terms of priorities. Focus on that one thing. And I'm going to tell you, for me, that's hard. If I can get down to just that one thing, I'd probably be awesome. Right? If you, thank you. You would say that. Anyway, could you imagine taking all of the energy that you put in 5 things, in the 5 different directions, and then honing it in on this one thing and just doing that thing well, doing that thing great, doing that thing perfect? That thing will bring you all of the success and money and all of that thing, all the stuff you were going after, a lot quicker and better than you focusing on 5 or 6 different things. Right? Exactly. That's different now. Don't get me wrong, because again, this is economic empowerment. It's different than when we talked about, I think it was in the book of Ecclesiastes. I may be wrong on that one, but where the Bible says pretty much invest in 7 things, yes, even 8.
Yeah.
And so we talk about, excuse me, from a practical standpoint, how to generate multiple streams of income, right? You can focus on one thing as your priority and still generate multiple streams of income. We're not saying that you can't do multiple streams of income. We're saying that your focus should be singular, right? And it should be the one thing that God gave you to do. You can diversify the fruit of the labor on that one thing and create your multiple streams, right? But you don't have to do 6 or 7 different things.
Amen.
I had to put that in there. Oh my goodness, I don't know what's my allergies or something.
Oh gosh. Okay. And let's see, we're at 807. And our third point, it says right order creates lasting momentum. Sustainable progress flows from aligned priorities. When priorities are aligned, progress becomes steady and sustainable. Instead of starting and stopping, we begin to complete what God has assigned.
Ooh, that's good. So we're doing a documentary, Aisha and I, my daughter, doing a documentary on Mr. L.C. Crow. And I feel like I can say his name live because we're going to do, he's blessed us to do his documentary. So he wants to get the word out about his life. And he wants us to also do a book. And one thing I learned from this experience is that he has accomplished so much in his lifetime. I mean, it's almost unbelievable until you see the evidence that yes, he was a teacher, he's got a law degree, he was a football coach, he owned a restaurant, a gas station, a laundromat. He's known as the father of the underground because he worked for the city of Atlanta and got all of the black vendors venues in the underground, owned apartment buildings, owned 2 or 3 nightclubs, Crow's Nest nightclubs at the same time. So much, and even more than that, right? And I asked Mr. Crow, I said, Mr. Crow, how are you able to do all of that? You know what he told me? He said, I did one thing at a time. I'm thinking you got all of this going on at the same time. Eventually they do. Like if any one of those things is sustainable and has longevity, it's going to keep going once you establish it. And while you move over to the next project, if you've done that first one right, you focused on it so that you set it up right, it's going to keep going while you're working on the next project.
Absolutely.
And then you get this one set up and running right with sustainability. It's going to keep running and be sustainable while you go and start the next project. But what he didn't do is try to do all of that at the same time.
Exactly. I don't think he would have been able to do all that at the same time. Because right order allows us to move with intention instead of urgency. So we're not, it's not, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. I got to get this done. No, it's you're intentional because you're intentional about finishing that thing before you go to the next.
Right.
So it's not, and then it makes it easier. Again, it doesn't, we're not frustrated. We're not confused. We know exactly what we're doing, where we're going, how we're going to do it. Right. Execution becomes natural, not forced. So we just flowing in that thing.
Right.
Right. And it says when priorities remain aligned with God's will, momentum continues without burden.
Right, right. And I think that's the lesson too, because if I could imagine doing all of those things in my mind, I'm already burnt out. I'm burnt out just thinking about it. Like, woo, that's just way too much.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it according to God's order, right? If He said, I want you to spend the next 5 years just focused on this until you get it up and running and sustainable.
Yeah.
Once that's sustainable, then I want you to move to the next project. And I want you to build that until it's sustainable. It may take 2 years, it may take 3, but I want you to focus on that for the next 3 years until it's sustainable. And then so on and so forth. And then it becomes natural. And when I say sustainable, yes, those businesses or those projects, whatever He assigned you to, are sustainable, but you are sustainable as well, right? You can sustain your health, your own longevity. You won't get burnt out and exhausted. It's not forced, like you said. It's coming naturally, right? In fact, if you follow God's order, He's probably even using the one thing, all of the experience and knowledge that you gain by doing the one thing as leverage for the next thing.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And so now you're working on the next thing and you're developing a whole new set of skill set, set of skills, and developing new relationships that you're going to leverage to get the next thing done. You see what I'm saying? And this is where you got to really trust God, is because you may have in your mind, I want this big pie in the sky dream, and He may say, okay, but in order for you to get there, because you're not ready for that yet, you need to develop a certain set of skills.
Yeah.
Sound like Liam, what's his name? Liam, what's his name? Taken.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson. I have a special set of skills.
Oh my God.
God is using every experience to develop in you the special set of skills that you need to do the next thing. And the next thing, until you get to that pie in the sky dream that you had for yourself.
Yep.
If He authorizes it, if He ordains it, you can have the biggest dream. I want to do this. And it's not because He's God and He gonna say no. He might say, okay, well, since you want that, I need you to start as the janitor.
Yep.
Okay, get that right first. Be the janitor. Then I need you to be the maintenance man. Okay, get that right.
Yep.
Now I want you to start building houses and buildings. Now get that right. Right? Every step of the way, you're developing a special set of skills and developing relationships that you're going to need for your next assignment. Right? Where you might go wrong is trying to, number one, get the pie in the sky first, or do 3 of those things at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the progress of elevation, and it's the ladder, because every step you take is getting you higher and higher to your pie in the sky. Right. You can't even with the escalator, it goes, but it moves slow. Right? It ain't gonna shoot you straight up there.
Right.
It's gonna go slow. So whether you climbing the ladder or on the escalator, you still it's a process to get up there. Right? So and a lot of us don't want to go through the process. We don't want to go through the process. We feel it's beneath us to start at the bottom. But who sang that song? Who did that? Started from the bottom down here?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I know the song though.
I know the Oh, right. So I want to be singing that.
Starting from the bottom down here.
Right.
Yep.
Because it's going to build everything that you go through to get there. Is going to build so much within you. You're not just growing your skill set, you're not just growing your pockets, but you're growing as a person, as a whole. And how great would it be to grow under God's direction, under His will?
That's good. That's good. Well, listen, as we get ready to close this out, and this is good timing too.
Yeah,
you're doing good.
Thank you.
There's some scriptures that that we need to lift that aligns with this thing right here, with all that we've been talking about.
Yep.
And the one that really stands out to me is this one right here. Matthew chapter 6, verse 33, where Jesus says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things that you've been worrying about, that you say you need and that you say you want and you have to have, all these things will be added unto you." Yeah. But He said, first, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness. And basically what that means, watch this, it doesn't just mean go to church, but you've got to understand how God operates, so when He's talking about the kingdom of God, what He's talking about is the government of God, how God governs, right? So think about back in that day, everything was about kingdoms, conquering territory. And so He's using that analogy, seek ye first the kingdom of God, not these other kingdoms, right? And He's talking about government, how God governs. And when you hear the word govern, you hear order. Right? Seek ye first how God orders things and what's right in His eyes and His righteousness, right? And all these things that you've been worried about, you ain't gonna have to worry about it no more. They're gonna automatically come, right? So that's one that I definitely want to leave with you guys. Another one is, in all thy ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. Yep. And then lastly, here's one that I really love. Let all things be done decently
and in order. That's one of my favorites. When I was going to Pleasant Green, Queen Crawford. Queen Crawford, that was her saying. She was the church person, the church lady that was in charge of the programs and the Easter program, the Christmas programs, and all the programs and events, and she will be the one to say, "You got to do it decent and in order."
Got to be decent and
in order, and if it ain't, we ain't doing it.
I heard that. That I believe in. I believe in that.
I love you, some Queen Crawford. Yeah, she was something else. And if it wasn't decent and in order, all you had to do was, if you saw her drop her head, oh, you was in trouble. You knew it. You knew it. And she'd be like, no. But so priority, alignment of priorities. We talked about alignment of the heart, mind, priorities. January, the month of alignment. Alignment with God's will, faith, and action.
Faith and action. Yep. All right.
That's it.
That is it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, brothers and sisters. If you didn't get anything else out of today's discussion, get this. Align your priorities with God. In other words, put God at the forefront of your priorities. Let Him establish your priorities. And everything is going to work out fine. It's going to be smooth. It's going to be easy. It's going to be natural. It's going to be without chaos, frustration, or burnout. All you got to do is make sure you're in line with His will and His way. Until we meet again, the Abundant Way Ministries.
Yeah.
We love you, and we're out.
Good night.